Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive? Today we're taking a closer look at Dogecoin.
Dogecoin.
Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of articles about it, like its history, how it's been doing in the market, and even, get this, a big company just bought a huge chunk of it.
Oh, wow. Really? That's pretty interesting. I mean, it started as a joke, right?
Exactly, and now it's like one of the top 10 cryptocurrencies out there.
So it's kind of a big deal. I'm actually pretty curious to hear more.
Well, let's get right to it. You know, to understand Dogecoin, you got to go back to 2013.
Okay.
It all began with that Shiba Inu Doge meme. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. It was everywhere.
Totally. Well, these two guys, Billy Marcus and Jackson Palmer, they decided to make a cryptocurrency based on it.
So they basically turned a meme into money.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But their main goal, I think, was to make crypto more approachable,
Yeah.
more fun than like the serious image of Bitcoin.
Yeah. Bitcoin can be kind of intimidating.
Totally. And guess what? Dogecoin just blew up. It's actually ranked number 6 by market cap now. Yeah. Over $40 billion invested in it. It's crazy. I mean, from a meme to a major player, that's quite a jump.
I mean, it's pretty amazing when you think about it.
It really is. And remember when it hit that peak price of 73 cents back in 2021?
Wow, that was a wild time.
For sure. It's trading around 28 cents now. Still, that's a massive leap from when it was worth less than a penny.
Yeah, pretty good for a joke, huh?
You got that right. But, it's not just about the price. There's a whole community, the Shibes, who really believe in Dogecoin.
Yeah, I've heard about them. They seem pretty passionate.
They are, and they do a lot of cool stuff like charity work. They really use Dogecoin for good.
That's awesome. It's great to see a crypto community doing something positive.
It really is. And we can't forget about Elon Musk. He's a big fan.
Oh, yeah, he's always tweeting about Dogecoin.
Right. And those tweets, well, let's just say they've helped Dogecoin's popularity. But let's get a little technical for a sec. How does this whole thing actually work?
Okay, so like Litecoin, Dogecoin uses a proof of work system.
Proof of work. Yeah, it means people use their computers to solve complex math problems, and that's how new coins are created.
Ah, I see.
And Dogecoin uses something called the script algorithm.
Script.
Yeah, it was designed to be a bit tougher on computer memory than the one Bitcoin uses.
So that means.
So basically, it's easier for regular people to mine Dogecoin with their computers.
Gotcha. So more accessible than Bitcoin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there's a big difference between Dogecoin and Bitcoin. Dogecoin doesn't have a limit on how many coins can exist.
You mean?
They can keep making more and more Dogecoin forever.
Huh. Interesting. I wonder what that means for the long term.
Yeah, that's a good question. Some people think it could make Dogecoin less valuable over time.
Because there'll be so much of it.
Right. But others think it's a good thing because it keeps Dogecoin flowing. Like a real currency people can use every day.
Interesting. We'll have to see how that plays out. But hold on, we've got some breaking news here.
A company called Spirit Blockchain Capital, Inc. They just bought a big chunk of Dogecoin.
Really? Like a lot of it?
Yeah, they acquired something called Dogecoin Portfolio Holdings Corp. And get this, they say they want to make Dogecoin a global thing.
Wow, ambitious. So they're not just messing around, they actually see a real future for Dogecoin.
Seems like it. And they're not just aiming for the average person, they're also trying to get big institutions like banks interested in Dogecoin.
That would be huge.
Right. And get this, they're even talking about using Dogecoin in DeFi.
DeFi.
Yeah, decentralized finance. Think of it like banking, but without banks.
Okay, now that sounds complicated.
It is a bit, but basically, they think Dogecoin could be used for all sorts of stuff, like lending, borrowing, and trading, but all powered by blockchain technology.
Huh, Dogecoin doing all that. That's pretty impressive for, a coin that started as a meme.
I know, right? And to top it off, they brought in this guy, Chandler Song, to help them out.
Who's that?
He's a co-founder of Anchor, a big company in the blockchain world.
Oh, so he knows his stuff.
For sure. He's really into this whole idea of decentralization and building things that people connect with.
So it's not just about the tech. It's about the community, the culture, the whole vibe.
Exactly. They're thinking big picture here. But let's take a look at how Dogecoin is doing right now in the market.
Okay, so right now, Dogecoin is trading at around 19 cents.
And it's been pretty busy, right?
Oh, yeah, huge trading volume.
Yeah.
Almost $3.8 billion in the last 24 hours.
Wow. And its market cap.
Sitting pretty at about $28.3 billion.
Not bad at all. And how many Dogecoins are out there in the world?
Over 146 billion.
That's a lot of Doge. But, we've also heard some stuff about how the way people are trading Dogecoin is changing a bit?
Oh, yeah, there have been some interesting shifts in the derivatives market.
Derivatives.
Yeah, it's kind of like betting on whether Dogecoin will go up or down in price.
Okay.
And the volume of that kind of trading has actually gone down almost 20% less.
20%. That's a pretty decent drop.
Yeah, and options activity is down even more, like a whopping 58.52%.
Whoa, 58%. That does sound a bit,
I
I don't know.
know what you mean. It could be a sign that some people aren't so sure about Dogecoin's future.
So does that mean people are losing faith in Dogecoin?
Well, not necessarily. See, these derivatives are mostly for short-term bets. Maybe some people are shifting to a longer-term view.
You mean holding onto their Dogecoin instead of trying to make a quick buck?
Exactly. And actually, there's something else that suggests people are still pretty optimistic about Dogecoin.
Oh, what's that?
It's something called the long-short ratio. It basically shows whether more people think the price will go up or down.
Okay.
And right now, on platforms like Binance and OKX, those ratios are looking pretty bullish.
Bullish.
Yeah, it means people are betting that Dogecoin's price will go up.
So we've got these mixed signals.
Hmm.
Less derivatives trading, maybe some uncertainty, but then these bullish ratios suggesting optimism. It's a bit of a puzzle.
Yeah, the crypto market is always full of surprises. But one thing's for sure, things can change really fast.
Speaking of changing fast, remember those liquidations we talked about?
Oh yeah, over $4 million in long positions gone in just 12 hours.
Ouch. That must have been rough for some people.
Yeah, it just shows how risky leverage can be.
Leverage?
It's basically borrowing money to make bigger bets.
So if you bet wrong...
You can lose way more than you initially put in.
Yikes. So Dogecoin started as a meme, then became a top 10 cryptocurrency, and now there are companies making big moves with it.
And don't forget the passionate community, the wild price swings, and the potential for both huge gains and sudden losses.
It's been quite a journey so far, and we've only just scratched the surface.
Exactly. There's so much more to explore.
So stick with us as we continue our deep dive into the world of Dogecoin.
We'll delve into those market trends, the challenges, and what it all means for the future.
So we just talked about how Dogecoin's kind of at this, crossroads, right? It could really take off.
Yeah.
But then there's always that risk with crypto that things could go south fast.
Right.
I'm still kind of stuck on those derivatives trading numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Like, less trading going on, but then those ratios are showing people are pretty optimistic.
It's interesting, huh? Maybe it's not as bad as it looks.
What do you mean?
Well, those derivatives, they're kind of like short-term bets.
Right?
So maybe some people are just, thinking more long-term.
You mean like holding on to their Dogecoin instead of just trying to make a quick profit?
Exactly. It could mean they actually believe in Dogecoin, not just trying to, time the market or something.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And what about those long-short ratios? You're saying they show how people are feeling about Dogecoin.
Yeah, they can be pretty telling.
Yeah.
And on those big platforms, Binance, OKX,
Yeah.
those ratios are looking pretty good. Like, more people think the price is going up.
So even with all the ups and downs and those liquidations, people are still feeling pretty good about Dogecoin.
It seems that way. It's like a balance,
Between
being a little cautious but also confident. And you got to remember, the whole crypto market's been down lately.
Yeah, it has.
And Dogecoin's actually held up pretty well.
That's true. It's been pretty resilient.
Exactly. And that could be why people are still so optimistic.
So what's keeping Dogecoin going strong? Is it just hype,
Well, there's definitely some hype, but it's more than that.
Like a...
Well, remember the Shives. They're constantly talking about Dogecoin online, getting new people interested.
Yeah, they're like a 24/7 marketing team.
Pretty much.
Wow.
And because Dogecoin is so cheap compared to, Bitcoin,
Right.
more people can afford to buy it.
Yeah, it's not as intimidating.
Exactly. It's like the crypto for everyone.
The people's crypto.
Yeah. And it's not just for trading anymore. More businesses are starting to accept Dogecoin.
Really?
Yeah. And developers are building apps on its blockchain, so it's actually being used for stuff, not just speculation.
That's cool. So it's actually becoming useful in the real world.
Right. It's not just a meme anymore. But we can't forget about those liquidations.
Oh, yeah, those were pretty scary.
Over $4 million, just like that.
It's a good reminder that even when things look good, crypto can be super risky.
Definitely. Especially when you're using leverage.
Leverage.
Yeah, it's like borrowing money to trade with.
So you can win big.
Or lose big. If the market goes against you, you can lose everything.
Ooh, that's rough.
And when that happens, it's called a liquidation.
That's what happened to those people who lost all that money.
Yep. They were using leverage, and the market moved against them.
So those liquidations, they're kind of like a warning sign, right?
They can be, but they also kind of help keep the market in check.
What do you mean?
Well, they prevent things from getting too crazy, too speculative.
So it's kind of a good thing in a way.
In a way, yeah. It's a complex system, that's for sure.
So if I'm thinking about investing in Dogecoin, what should I be paying attention to?
That's a good question. Well, first of all, regulations.
Regulations.
Yeah, if governments start making clear rules about crypto,
Uh-huh.
it could either make things a lot easier or a lot harder.
It would definitely give people more confidence if they knew the rules.
Exactly. And another thing to watch is institutional adoption.
Institutional adoption.
Yeah, like if big companies, banks, hedge funds start investing in Dogecoin,
Okay.
that would be a huge sign of legitimacy.
Yeah, it's like when a celebrity wears a certain brand, suddenly everyone wants it.
Exactly. And of course, technology is always important.
Right.
If developers keep building cool stuff on Dogecoin's blockchain,
Yeah, like those apps you were talking about.
right, then Dogecoin becomes more useful, more valuable.
It's going to be more than just a meme, right?
Exactly. And the community, the shibes, they're a big part of it too.
Yeah, they really are.
Their enthusiasm, their energy, it's contagious.
It's kind of inspiring, actually.
It is. But let's not forget about the downsides.
Oh, right. There are always risks.
Like what?
Well, tell me, what could hold Dogecoin back?
Well, there's a lot of competition out there.
Other cryptos.
Yeah, new ones popping up all the time.
So it's like a race to the top.
Exactly. And bad press can hurt too.
Bad press.
Like if Dogecoin gets involved in scams or hacks,
Oh, yeah, that would be bad.
it could really damage its reputation.
Make people think it's not trustworthy.
Right. And then there's always the risk of market manipulation.
Like what?
People trying to pump up the price artificially and then dump it.
So they can make a quick profit.
Yeah, it's something to be careful of.
So basically, do your research, be aware of the risks.
Exactly. Never invest more than you can afford to lose.
It's good advice for any investment, really.
It is. So we've talked about the community, the potential, the risks.
It's a lot to take in.
It is. So where does Dogecoin go from here? What's the big picture?
Yeah, what's your take?
Well, I think Dogecoin is at a turning point.
How so?
It could become a mainstream thing, Yeah, with Spirit Blockchain, those big institutions getting interested, the shibes doing their thing.
Yeah.
But it could also, fizzle out.
If it doesn't keep up with the competition.
Exactly. Or if something bad happens, some scandal or something.
Right.
It's a really interesting story, though.
It is. It really is.
From a joke to a major player in the financial world, it's amazing.
It's the underdog story everyone loves.
It is, but the next few years are going to be crucial for Dogecoin.
Yeah, it's make or break time.
Pretty much. We'll see if it can overcome those challenges and really become something special.
This deep dive has been super insightful.
Glad you think so?
We've learned about all the forces at play, the good and the bad.
Yeah.
So now, I guess it's time to wrap things up.
Time to bring it all together and leave our listeners with some things to think about.
Exactly. So stick around for the final part of our deep dive into the world of Dogecoin.
We'll break it all down and give you the tools to make your own decisions about this crazy, unpredictable world of crypto.
Okay, so we spent a lot of time going deep on Dogecoin.
We have.
From its humble beginnings as, just a meme,
Yeah. Hard to believe sometimes how far it's come.
to a top 10 crypto. It's pretty amazing, actually.
It really is a testament to, well, a lot of things. Like,
Yep.
first of all, the power of community, that's clear.
The shibes.
Yeah, they've been a driving force, no doubt about it.
They really put Dogecoin on the map.
They made it more than just another coin, It's got this whole culture around it.
Yeah, that fun, friendly vibe. It's definitely unique.
And it's working. Dogecoin's worth billions, and with Spirit Blockchain stepping in.
And those big institutions may be getting involved.
Yeah, things could get really interesting.
But, it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Right, there's that whole other side of crypto.
The risk, the volatility.
Yeah, exactly. Remember those derivatives numbers?
Yeah, a little worrying, honestly.
It's like a tug of war,
Yeah.
Between the excitement, the potential.
And the fear that it could all come crashing down.
Dogecoin, it's a perfect example of that duality, I think.
So what did we learn from all this? What are the big takeaways for our listeners?
Well, I think the first one is pretty clear. Never underestimate the power of a dedicated community.
The shibes proved that.
They showed the world what can happen when people come together and believe in something.
Yeah, they turned a meme into a movement.
Exactly. And they did it by having fun, being positive, and, not taking themselves too seriously.
That's a good lesson for all of us, actually.
It is. And another thing, don't be afraid to think outside the box. to challenge the status quo.
Like Dogecoin's creators did.
Exactly. They didn't follow the rules. They made their own rules.
And it paid off big time.
Big time. But, there's a flip side to that.
A risk.
The risk, yeah. Crypto can be unpredictable. Things can change in an instant.
We saw that with those liquidations.
Exactly. So, yeah, be excited, explore, but don't be reckless.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. And always, always do your research.
Don't just blindly follow the hype.
Right. Figure out what makes sense for you, what you're comfortable with.
Because at the end of the day, it's your money.
It is. And, we've only scratched the surface here.
Yeah, there's so much more to learn about Dogecoin, about crypto in general.
It's a constantly evolving world full of possibilities and pitfalls.
It's exciting and a little scary at the same time.
That's what makes it so fascinating, right? This deep dive, it's just a starting point.
Yeah, a jumping off point for your own exploration.
Exactly. So what are you going to do next? You're going to dive deeper? Are you going to invest? Or just watch from the sidelines?
The choice is yours. But whatever you do, stay curious, keep learning.
And most importantly, have fun with it.
That's great advice. Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into Dogecoin. Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure. Until next time.